can't you just make it plain and, understandable for everybody? Well, because it's not given unto them to understand. It's only given to you to understand. Go ahead.
But to them it is not given.
It ain't given to them, man. Because those that it was not given to, they rejected the Lord. They rejected Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah.
If you reject Yahweh Shai, that book becomes a stumbling block, man. It become a rock of offense to you. Okay, that's why it's written in codes, and there's so many different things in these scriptures that people it's things that's meant to be taken literal that people say is parabolic, and then there are certain things that is parabolic, but they'll take it literal. The Lord got to give you that discernment. Okay, so that's why only a small number of men are going to actually be able to decode these scriptures. Only the elect. That's why it tells you in Amos 3, he will only give his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. All right.
It's a lot easier for me.
Go ahead, Ak. Go ahead, Ak.
It's a lot easier for me when you.
Verse 12. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance.
Can you give him some space? Can you give him some space? Thank you.
But whosoever have not, for him shall be taken away even that he hath. Therefore I speak to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand.
They don't understand the big picture. They don't understand what's really going on here. They don't understand who the Lord, when he was walking, standing in front of them, they didn't understand who he was, nor the purpose of why everybody couldn't get it, nor the purpose of why prophecy had to be fulfilled. They didn't get it.
Yeah, man. Hey, who you think when King David, when he made that prayer, where he said, let their table be made a snare, he wasn't praying for, he wasn't sending that curse upon the righteous. This was for all of the rejects, man, the reprobates. Make sure that they don't get this understanding, because they're not worthy of it, man.
Those made unto vanity.
You know?
Because we still are living amongst the same Israelites that persecuted Yahweh Shai, you know? That generation is still upon the earth today.
Back upon the earth,
you know?
back upon the earth.
Kind.
Yep. I got, y'all good? I got some. Isaiah 29, I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. They have a drunk mentality that they can't understand, even though they're sober, right? It says they haven't been drinking, right? It says, for the Lord have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered.
Yeah, that happens all the time. When we ask these mega pastors, these different Christian leaders, we ask them, hey, can you break down what the mark of the beast is? And they can always never give you a clear answer. They scramble, they run.
Or they'll tell us it already happened, you know? There's certain prophecies already happened, like Esau is done away with.
Yeah.
Like, what? You know?
And when did that happen?
You had a question, bro?
I'm listening now.
Okay.
But
you did have a question, bro.
Well, the question was, I'm trying to understand the table a little bit better.
Talk about the tribes?
Yeah. Because, let's.
What about you trying to understand?
Well, I mean, I guess maybe my confusion with it is trying to understand, I guess, when that journey was being made, some of the others must have been dropped off. Okay, go ahead.
Finish the question. We just get discussion.
Some of the others must have, I guess these were, in the middle passage, these were where they dropped some of them off or whatever, right? Am I correct? I'm trying to, I mean, I've got my own understanding about the 12, but...
Are you referring to when the 10 tribes left the old world? Or are you talking about, or are you referring to later on about the transatlantic slave trade?
I'm referring to the transatlantic.
Okay, that happened later. That happened later.
Right.
It's
Right.
happened in the late 1400s.
Right.
And,
Right, I'm here.
Basically, the Northern Kingdom, the 10 tribes, these people are already over here in the Americas.
Oh, so these are then those which some of us are trying to say are the Moors.
No, well,
These three,
the Negroes.
they were still over in the Eastern world.
They ruled Europe.
Yeah.
The first 3 tribes.
In the Dark Ages.
Those were called the Moors.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You know, those were the men that actually ruled during the medieval times.
And before, because when you go into the histories that's written in the scriptures, with the Northern Kingdom, which was from here on down, the 10 tribes, so to speak, they went at they came out of the Assyrian captivity. It's like we getting jacked up, so we better go somewhere where we ain't got to be worried about everybody else. We can do our own thing and do it right.
So these are
So
the
they
ones,
got on boats. Now I'm gonna just break. They got on boats. We're gonna read it. They got on boats and came over here to the Americas,
Right.
to Assyria, the land that no man knew, right?
Right. Okay.
While the Southern Kingdom was still over there. They went in from Babylon, and they went into the Persians and the Medes, and they went into the Greek captivity, and they went into the Roman captivity. Then at the end of the Roman captivity, they came into rulership, which was the Moors, for about 1,000 years. Then they went back into captivity, started the Renaissance period under those Romans or those Edomites at the time, which is the Renaissance, the rebirth,
Right.
coming into now.
So can I be more specific about the Moors? I mean, during that time you had the Crusades where, Jake was fighting against each other.
Right.
So the Moors were Islam. And you had the Christians, which were King James, them guys.
Pretty much, don't they have? I mean, some of these guys kind of got that twisted, right? With this concept about the Moors. I mean, y'all kind of straighten it out for me a little bit, because what I'm seeing a lot of with us. Some want to cling to Egypt or Kemet. Some want to use, I don't want to say, well, yeah, that's what I'm calling it, theory about their perception of what the Moors were that came here. But I think where we all probably got it mixed up, everybody think because we all dark, we all from the same family. That's what the problem is. Yeah, that's what the problem is.
Caught up. I was just about to say,
That's what happened during the transatlantic slave trade, man. The Hamites, which are the real Africans, they from a different seed line than Israel. They sold us into slavery.
Right.
To Esau, to the white man, to the Arabs. Just because we got dark skin don't mean we're the same nation.
Right.
And Tommy Sotomayor, when he had that the other day, when he had that
Well,
debate.
Africa is a pseudonym anyway, right? It's
Right.
the name of captivity.
Well, it's the name
Or
of
name of
It
conquest.
means not hot.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying when they labeled it to the people and such.
That's
With the name Africa?
Yeah.
Afrikaners.
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 Yeah.
Louis
Skip
Scipio's. Yeah.
Which was a white man.
Right. Roman general.
I forgot, so I just read the script.
you about to talk about him?
Yeah, Tommy Sotomayor, when he was debating Sodnetter,
Say it again.
Sodnetter,
Yeah.
you know that is right. He was
That's,
debating him
what-
the other day, and he said something really good. He said, if we come from Africa, who sold us? Who were the dark-skinned people that sold us over here? Well, there has to have been another group, because if we're Africans,
Right.
who was the dark-skinned group that came, from somewhere, wherever they were from, and sold us onto the white man to be slaves to be brought over here? And if that's true, with that big old continent over there, all them tribes and Zulus and all them warriors over there that we big up and we love,
All those kings.
all those kings over there, pharaohs and whatever else, how come nobody sent one boat to come and rescue us or come fight for us? That wouldn't be written in history if that happened.
Hey, even this whole I don't know if you're aware of it, but they trying to put out I don't know what it was, but they're saying that 2019
Yeah, 400.
it fulfills 400 years of the slavery. So now you have the president of Ghana saying, so all you Negroes, you can now come home and come back to Africa.
Nobody going there.
And then now you got some of our people they're hanging on to this false interpretation of prophecy. You go back to Genesis, the 15th chapter, and the angel basically told Abraham back. He was known as Abram, but he basically told him that hey, your seed is gonna they're gonna serve strangers in a strange land that they have not known for 400 years. And a lot of our people think that's talking about America because we've been here for almost 400 years. But so that's inaccurate. That was actually going into the ancient Egyptian captivity. We served captivity 400 years in ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
That's
before
where
Moses went to talk to Pharaoh about letting my people go.
Yeah, we was in Egypt for 400 years. We was
430 they lived there.
Well, we was there for 430, but we served the bondage for 400. You know what I mean?
Joseph was living all right when we were first down there.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
You go into the history of Joseph, because remember Joseph got sold into them first.
That's
then
why
we came
I'm
down.
listening a little bit clearer because I'm trying to. Because from my understanding, that I got. Well, okay, I'm gonna keep listening.
Oh, okay. So Joseph was sold down there, and then the Most High had it where there was a famine in the land that we was living in.
Right.
So we had to go down to Egypt to ask for some. Hey, we broke. We need some help.
Sent the sons to buy more grain.
And who do we find down there but Joseph that helped us out and had us living good down there for a little bit. Yeah. Then arose a king that knew not Joseph, or a pharaoh that knew not Joseph, and that's when the bondage really started getting laid on us.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's correct.
Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
God, the scripture said the Lord put a difference between Egyptian and Israel. What's that? That's Ham versus Jacob. God, Ham is Shem, Salaki. You know, the Egyptians is straight from Ham.
But yeah, down the line, I don't mean to interrupt you like that. But down the line, Shem begat Jacob. You know, once you go down the lineage of it. So, who was the forefather of the Israelites?
God, and when you
Brethren, I gotta go.
Y'all
be blessed, stay blessed, stay with the word. You hear me almost with that thing right there. Y'all take care, man.
We here, man.
Yeah.
We here every week.
All right, brother. All right, I done seen you around. I've been checking out online for quite a while.
All right, yeah.
Been on that path for about 9 years.
Why you ain't out here, bro?
You just have to throw that out.
Here, man.
Why you supposed to be out here, bro?
I feel you. I gotta get. Where you get?
What?
Where you get?
Oh,
The garment?
Well, get dressed on the inside first. Get dressed on the inside.
It's in there. I need a little bit.
This man's sewing his garment on the inside up right now.
that's what you
Get
do.
it sewn up on the inside, then all the wisdom on the outside will follow.
Get it while it's hot, bro. Because it's going to be soon where that internet ain't going to be up.
I'm understanding a whole lot of things ain't gonna be up in the next few months, brother.
All right. You're supposed to be out here.
Love y'all, man.
All right.
All right, brother.
Hey, that's the responsibility that we was just talking about. Jake, hey, I don't know what it is, but that stumbling block won't allow Jake to do the work. And by that, if he don't get out here, man, it's gonna look bad for him. He's saying he know you've been watching 9 years. He said 9 months or years. 9 years and you ain't out here?
That last statement, that gave him away.
Hey, and for that, on that topic, he said 9 years, and you don't know the difference between Israel and Ham? That's saying a lot too. Con, you got trouble with the sign for 9 years?
He been dipping in everybody pool of understanding.
Yeah, that's why the parable scripture came out.
I was laughing.
We're saying the whole duty of Israelite men is come out and preach.
God.
You know, that's the spirit.
God, when Jake trying to save his ass, trying to be as one with the men of the Lord, he gonna end up losing it. You know, it's a simple thing. The Most High makes it plain. Go out on the highways and hedges, and preach.
I'm gonna say it like this, man. The difference between us up here, that's on this side teaching it, versus anybody that's on the other side, or even for you, kind of in between stages, right? The difference is we've given up our lives already for this thing. You know, like we fail, we die. But if we don't do it, we die. So that's why we're over here. So those that's over there that I got all this to do, they don't understand. They haven't reached that level of where they're willing to give up. The sacrifice is heavy, man. It's a heavy sacrifice. It's hard to say, hey, I'm good at this, or I was blessed with this to prosper in the world for these reasons, but I can't do that because I care about my life going forward. especially in the next life. It's a hard thing to swallow when you haven't been taught or given an understanding that there's another life coming, something better than this situation. I had some.
He didn't have the patience.
Right.
Jake always wanted to hear some new shit. They don't have the patience to just get these scriptures and take it in and digest it. Like the scriptures say, eat the whole roll. And it takes you, we're still eating a roll.
Jake don't want to learn
Brothers been up here, you've been sitting behind a computer for 9 years. Brothers learned for maybe a year, less than a year, and came out. And we've been out here and we still eating on this roll, man. This guy, Jake lacked patience, man.
Hey, Con, the apostles they said yourself, hey, you get a topic down, you supposed to be out there.
Yep.
You
Go teach that topic.
Go teach it. Go teach it until you learn something new.
Yep.
It's too much happening for you not to be working. You know, it's too much field for you not to be sowing.
But really he was an old bottom.
Hey,
he was just an example of an old bottom.
Hey, and the spirit, hey man, because we look young up here. Every brother looks young up here. We are young men, you know. But that being said, when you have an older man getting taught things that he may not know by younger men, it does something to him, you know, because they see it as, oh, why this young nigga got this, but I don't. We don't see it as that. We see it as, hey man, we teaching you. We're just not.
We want you to have it.
God, we want you to have it. Not as a thing as, oh yeah, I got it because I'm younger. No, it's not that attitude at all. We sincerely want the elect to be sealed so we can get the hell up out of here.
That's right.
If you 70, 90, 15, whatever age you are that the Most High want to give it to you, our job is to give it to you. We don't do no age discrimination, man.
Sometimes
we just give it to you.
Jake don't want to get the milk and want to jump right into meat.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. You want to be deep.
I got one quick.
I got one too. Go ahead.
Psalms 8 and 2. Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength because of thine enemies, that thou mightest still the enemy and the avenger.
That's plain.
I got one. Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth.
Yep.
While the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh. What's funny is I just thinking about it. Every time somebody that's up here and they getting it, all of a sudden you see their eyes go hollow and blank, where they don't see like focus no more. You can see they mind starting to go out like this and saturate away. I seen it happen to him. He was like, oh yeah, you know. They take that step back, or they lean back, or they scratch their head.
Yeah, when they get that long blank stare,
yep.
They look like they're uncertain about what they're hearing.
Deer in the headlight.
That angel is right next to him.
What'd you say, bro?
That angel is standing right here like,
holding his head like this.
You ain't getting none of this.
No, that ain't funny.
Did you say it was gold tinted there, bro?
Yeah, he just gold tinted on everything. Nope. Nope. That's what the angels do, man.
Yeah.
Block out your understanding, man.
And it's because you have a malicious soul, or because you haven't yet humbled. Which, if you haven't yet humbled, you have an opportunity still. You still have an opportunity, but you gotta humble. But it's not gonna come without being humbled down. Now you can humble yourself down, or you can take the chastisement of the Lord and be humble. That's the way you don't want it to happen. That's not the way you don't want to be getting ripped out of a car with the jaws of life, man. Thinking about, oh God, help me. You know, and then you click on your phone, you see YouTube or something. You don't want that to happen to you, man.
You say you don't want to get Jonah.
You don't want to be in the belly of a fish, man. You know, thinking about like, Lord, okay, my bad, I'll do it. You don't want to be at the end of a barrel of a gun saying, okay, my bad, I'll do it. This stuff really happens. You got something? Oh, let me wrap this up. So like Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Because he can't stand out here that long. He's already thinking about that. He's already letting that doubt creep into him. Where can I get the garments? We ain't gonna give you the look. You gotta have it. The man gotta fit.
He said like as if we sell him.
Yeah.
You know, if you been, man, that's how you know Jake was lying. You in the truth 9 years and ain't clicked on a video about a garment.
Man,
this is Matthew 11 and 25.
Uh-huh.
And at that time Yahushua answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and has revealed them unto babes.
That's right.
You know, so the Lord is he's dealing with the young men, man, the young bucks, man. You know, he's giving it to the lowly, the meek, the humble. All right, it says he give not grace unto the proud, but to the humble, man. You know, if you proud as hell, the Lord is not gonna. You're not worthy of the wisdom, man. Because all you're gonna do is boast. All right, and like that older Jake that was right there, he just never had the patience, man. You know, he didn't have the patience, and it's a certain attitude that you have to have when you come into this. You receiving this because not only you want to save your soul, but you want to put out the word so that others can receive it and they could do the same thing that you're doing. All right? Because what the Lord is calling, he's taking bricks that he's building together to build a temple, man. And the men represents each brick. And if you one of those bricks that don't fit, the Lord gonna toss you out, man. He's gonna toss you right in the bush.
You weak, you're weak brick, you ain't solid. He gonna kick you to the side, man. That's gonna crumble. I ain't putting that on my foundation. That's gonna crumble.
Yeah, man. So right there, like the Lord ain't dealing with old bottles, man.
Yeah. And that's a great parable that was written about old bottles. Yeah. Because if you gotta put new wine in the new bottles. If you don't, if you put a new wine into an old bottle, hey, that bag is a flagon, I believe it was. The flagon ages the wine inside that skin, and they age together. So if you got that old ass the flagon or skin, you put new wine in there, it's gonna bust. The seed is gonna bust. Yeah. You know, and it ain't gonna make any sense. It's not gonna hold the wine. Well, that's what happens to older men that can't understand, that have been seared with this with their worldly selves, with that fleshly understanding that they've been raised with and been grown with their whole lives. They can't put this new understanding in there because this is new, not new to the world, but new to you, new to us, new to you. You know, because it's a different way of thinking.
Yeah.
Who had something?
Oh, God.
Who had something? I was looking.
I got Hebrews 5.
Oh, damn, what
Yeah.
Hebrews 5 and 12. For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
Yep.
Which be the first principles.
Hey, he's supposed to be our teacher, man. He's supposed to be old enough. 9 years? Most of us up here ain't been in the truth 9 years. How you not, if you've been doing this for 9 years, what you been studying? You should be way further. Apostles been out for longer than 10 years.
If he's stumbling at the
This
tribes, I'm like, that's easy, man.
You got it, bro.
Which be the first principles of the oracles.
Yeah, but you know what? He might be conflicted because you got false prophets out there that's putting out bullshit concerning the chart, man. Yeah. So he's probably one of those guys who's watching, you know, the One West camps that teach the chart, and then he's listening to other guys who's not One West that teach against the chart. So he don't know what he want to believe, you know. But that's why the scriptures warn. Apostle Paul gave the warning. He said, "Be not carried away with every wind of doctrine." Mm-hmm. All right, whereby men lie in wait to deceive, because you got a lot of men out there that's pushing false doctrines out there, man, and that can actually lead you astray. So if he's been for 9 years watching Bubbleized, then he's watching Nate, then he's watching Johanna, then he's watching Yahweh Ben Yahweh, then he's watching ICGJC. You watching all these camps, you don't know what the hell you want to believe, because everybody's not teaching the same thing. That's why we stress it's so important that this doctrine, we supposed to all speak the same thing, be on one accord and speak the same thing according to the doctrine. All right, so that's why he can't get it. You know,
he in a bunch of he can't get the scriptures too, right? You answer this question.
Get Hebrews 13 real quick, and you finish what you was reading.
Oh, you want him to read the first?
Yeah, matter of fact, get that. Hebrews 13 and like, I want to say it's like 9 maybe.
Hebrews chapter 13. We not carried yet. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 9. Be not carried about with diverse and strange doctrines, for it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace, not with meats, which have not profited them that have been occupied therein.
Yep. So don't get into these other breakdowns that you don't know, that you don't, because really a lot of those winds and doctrines are created